The Chicago Bulls face the Sacramento Kings tonight. Their first game back after a handful of days off. They face a Kings team that just had a tough loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to talk about that, talk about how the Bulls offense has been rebounding, and we're going to discuss the real Pat Bev effect. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. If you guys want to follow me, you can do so right off the top at CEO Haize, that's CEOHAIZE. And the Chicago Bulls face the Sacramento Kings today. This is a team that they've already lost against once. The Bulls also have not fared very well against the Western Conference. They're 8-14 against the West this season. And then on top of that, they're like 1-6 against the top four teams in the Western Conference as well. The Bulls just have not done well when they face Western Conference teams. Now, they are at home today, which hopefully does bode well for the Chicago Bulls. Hopefully that home audience is there, lively and involved in the game. But this could be a game that causes some fits for the Chicago Bulls, as the Bulls are fighting for their play-in lives and destiny. They have to execute against every single team that's in front of them. The Sacramento Kings are coming off a tough loss to the Bucks, in which that was a playoff atmosphere type game. That game got chippy. They got physical down the end. There was even a scuffle in the game. And the thing that I'm worried about in this game is that with the teams that are playoff teams and have shown that edge, are the Chicago Bulls going to be able to execute and respond enough if that game does get physical? The Kings ain't playing. Let's be clear. This is not your mom and dad Sacramento Kings. The Bulls have to be locked in, period. And so, as we've known, and as has been the story with the Bulls here for the last 3 months, if not more, defense. The Bulls have hung their hat on their defense, and while their offense has improved, which we'll talk about here in the next segment, the Bulls have to be locked in big time defensively against a team that has a balanced all-attack. Domantas Sabonis is a monster, and shout out to the season that he's having. But the Bulls have to. They have the next two opponents are Western Conference teams against a conference we haven't fared well against. Both those teams have bigs that are going to cause issues for Nikola Vucevic, who's been one of our most, if not the most consistent player all season for the Chicago Bulls. How the Bulls contain Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox are going to be highly important in this game, right? This is going to be a game which we need Pat Bev, Ayo Dosunmu, anybody who's guarding De'Aaron Fox to be locked the hell in. We need big defensive performances from our team today. We're also going to need that offense performance. We're going to need Zach LaVine to continue to be the Zach LaVine that we've seen. We've seen an amazing version of Zach LaVine since the All-Star break. And like I said, I don't like just saying since the All-Star break because it doesn't really paint the full picture. Zach LaVine has had, since mid-December, has been back to our Zach LaVine that we need and that we've paid. So, it's good to see that, and we're going to need him and DeMar DeRozan today. The Bulls are going to have to own matchups. The fact that if they try to leave Kevin Huerter on Zach LaVine this whole game straight up, which I highly doubt that they do, but if they do attempt it, Zach has to kill him. That's what it is. I'm not going to say he has to play well. Zach LaVine needs to kill Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, whoever they put on him. Zach LaVine needs to look at that opponent, and he needs to demolish them. DeMar DeRozan, Harrison Barnes, another veteran who's probably going to be guarding him most this game. DeMar's going to have to be the savvy vet that he is, especially down the stretch of the game. Maybe get Harrison Barnes in foul trouble, whatever needs to be done, but he's going to have to score big as well. The Sabonis-Vooch matchup is one that I'm probably most concerned about, but we have enough on this team that even if Vooch has a so-so game, right, has his 10-10 game, which, some Bulls fans will try to act like it's terrible on top of that, but like even if he does not have the scoring output that we're used to, we still need Vooch to rebound. We still need Vooch to pass the ball well. We need this team overall to take care of the ball, limit the turnovers, because this is a team that if you give turnovers, they're going to get out on the run. It's going to become a difficult game for the Chicago Bulls if they continue to allow that. That's what we need to see from this team. That's what I hope we do. The team needs to be locked in defensively. We're going to need role players to step up. We can't have another passive P game. Now, I give Patrick Williams credit. He hasn't been as passive at all since the All-Star break. He's been playing pretty damn good. But we have seen flashes of that. We have seen him kind of go back into that area. This is a game in which you look at Keegan Murray, you look at Trey Lyles, they're going to be the ones probably guarding Patrick Williams when he is in the game. Not to say that Patrick Williams can outright just own that matchup and kill him, but Patrick Williams has to play respectable enough that it forces the defense to continue to guard him. Same goes with Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso has to find a way to hit the shots better, whether it's take less shots whether it's take it to the rim to try to get foul calls, whatever it is, the wide open three-pointers that are missed consistently by Alex Caruso, we got to find a way to do something different with that. If you're not going to hit the three, don't take the three, which, again, brings its own issues with the Chicago Bulls and the team that we need more three-point shooting. And with that being said as well, Kobe White, we need Kobe White. Like, we need him, right? And what he offers to this game, he is now an important role player for the Chicago Bulls team. And whether his shot is or is not falling, we still need that defensive effort. We still need that energy. We still need that playmaking. We need those things from Kobe White in this game as well. We have to have a role player step up. We need some things like that from our role playing team. Pat Bev is going to give it, right? One role player that I'm not worried about on this team at all is Patrick Beverley. He's going to find a way to impact the game in some way. The stat sheet may not always reflect that, but he is definitely going to impact the game. And that's what we need from the other role players in this game. Drummond, Patrick Williams, Ayo Dosunmu. We need them to impact the game in whatever way they can, but positively for the Chicago Bulls. If you can score, do so. If you get out in transition, get steals, get turnovers, do so. If it's amazing defense, if it's offense, whatever it is, you have to find your thing that you're going to offer for this game and then execute that thing. And that's what every role player needs to do for the Chicago Bulls team for us to continue to have the success that we've been having and hopefully get into that playing area. We'll see if the Bulls are up to the test. I have some faith in this team, but again, you guys know I'm right now kind of pessimistic when it comes to this team and their hopes to make the play-in tournament. We know that they have the talent. It's just some doubt around what level are they going to execute at consistently enough for us to get there. We'll see what the Chicago Bulls have in the tank. We'll see what they give us in this game, but let's move on to the next topic. That is the Chicago Bulls offense. The Chicago Bulls have had a fifth best defense since about mid-Feb, a little bit before February. We started to turn our defense around. Since the turn of the calendar, we were one of the better defenses in the league. We now have the fifth best defense in the league. But what has changed for the Bulls is we now have, since February, the eighth best offense in the league. What has it contributed to those changes for the Chicago Bulls? It's not just, I don't want to make it oversimplified, but in big part is that Zach LaVine's usage rate has gone from 28.1 to 31.3 after the All-Star break. DeMar DeRozan, who had a usage rate of 28.5 prior to the All-Star break, has now dropped to 27.2. And head coach Billy Donovan has talked about this. He said that they're not running more plays for Zach LaVine. It's just that Zach LaVine is being more aggressive with the opportunities that he's gotten. And that is an important part of this. We have talked about, and I know a lot of Bulls content creators have constantly talked about the impact that Zach LaVine has had on this offense with the game that he's playing. He's averaging 35 points per game so far in the month of March. We're halfway through March. We still got a lot of games left to play in March to see where that stays at. But Zach LaVine has been performing. And as I've been talking about, everybody is falling back, or not falling back, but they are embracing their roles now. With Zach LaVine being more aggressive, with him shooting a better percentage, with him being more effective, all those things happening, it is helping everybody else fall into their natural roles offensively for this team. And so we definitely need to see that continue for this team. We need to see that be the thing that becomes the focus. Not necessarily that Zach is going to have to score 30-something points every game. If he can and do so efficiently and it's coming within the flow of the offense, please, young man, keep doing it. But it's the Billy Donovan pointing out that they're not running more of that. And that's what it is. And so Billy Donovan had this to say. That's what's driven up his usage rate. But it's not like we're running a lot more plays for Zach. I think he's recognizing those opportunities in half court, in transition, when the ball gets swung to him to take advantage of those things. He went on to say this. We've had to rely on making shots to carry our offensive numbers. If we can play quicker, more decisive, where the ball is moving and we create maybe some more advantages where we can drive, can get downhill, can get to the free throw line, and can create second chances, that will help us. And that goes to what we've been talking about here for the Chicago Bulls. Take care of the ball. Move the ball around, but don't do so with getting huge number of turnovers. Limit those turnovers, do the Chicago Bulls need to, but spread the ball around. I keep pushing this thing of having at least 20 to 25 assists in every game. If you do that, if you stay in that 25 assist area, about half your baskets are going to be assisted on. And if you do that, it makes the offense more dangerous. Yes, we still have issues and things with players missing wide open three-point shots. I understand that. But even DeMar DeRozan taking more three-pointers here the last couple of weeks and hitting them not at a great rate, but at a respectable rate to where it keeps the defense honest if you see DeMar DeRozan on that three-point line with a wide open shot. We saw defenses basically dare Alex Caruso to shoot the three at times since he's been moved into the starting lineup. We need him to hit those open three-pointers as well. The Chicago Bulls offense has changed, and it's starting to match their defensive intensity that they've been flashing over the course of this season. If the Bulls can simply keep this up, yes, our chances at a play-in spot increase dramatically, but you have to execute, and the Bulls have to when they do get punched in the face, when other teams do go on runs, when they unfortunately do go on scoring droughts. Let's not play the hero ball. Isolation ball is cool in certain areas. DeMar, for example, like I said, he's going to get chances to isolate. He's going to get chances to draw fouls. He's going to get those, especially when Zach LaVine does get a rest, especially when the other team is going on a run and the Bulls can't find the bucket. That is DeMar DeRozan's time to feast. But right now, we are seeing better results with playing with Zach LaVine being more aggressive, allowing Zach LaVine to be that scorer. And yes, Patrick Beverley has helped that tremendously with that. And that is the true Pat Bev effect. We talked about the Pat Bev effect when he initially came on, the Bulls coming in with this new energy, new things like that. But Patrick Beverley, in being realistic, is averaging 6 points per game, 4.1 assists per game, and 6.4 rebounds per game for the Chicago Bulls. Let's just keep that in mind, right? Our 6'1" point guard that we acquired as a buyout is averaging 6.4 rebounds per game. And he's also shooting 50% from the field, 36% from three-point range. Since he's joined the team, we have gone 5-3 over that area. And what the real Pat Bev effect is just having a leader on the team. It's having a point guard or a player that's going to do everything. Patrick Beverley is basically being Ben Wallace, but in point guard form. And by that, I mean, take those stats, read those stats, throw them out the window. Because Pat Bev is just going to make the right play. He's just going to fight for the loose balls. He's going to fight for rebounds. He's going to get you extra possessions. He's going to check your teammates when you need it. That's the real Pat Bev effect. Not necessarily, causing us to be the sole reason of winning, but he helps people stay in the roles and understand what to do. The communication, the leadership, that is the real Pat Bev effect. And while, yes, it still does suck that we needed that at the point in the season when we were 2/3 of the way through the season, but the fact of the matter is we have it now, and we've been seeing results in that. We need to keep seeing it. We need to keep putting players in the right position, and Patrick Beverley is going to be a big part of what helps the Bulls do that. You hear Pat Bev talk all the time. Like every time Patrick Beverley talks, he's complimentary of his teammates, especially Zach. Even recently saying Zach's a beast. Talked about Kobe White and how good he is, and what Patrick Beverley initially said to Kobe White upon coming to this team. Him and Patrick Williams, like Pat Bev, the real Pat Bev effect is really just leadership. And it was a team that sorely needed leadership as the season went on, and it became more evident that they needed that vocal, as I always say, rah leader. The Bulls needed that. That has been the true impact of Patrick Beverley. That has been the true Patrick Beverley effect. It's just bringing leadership to a team that was sorely missing it. And also a point guard that buys into and believes your head coach's offensive system and philosophies. I know us as Bulls fans, we have our issues. We have our problems with Billy Donovan, and that's fine because you see this team. It's right to have it. But when you have a player as your point guard that is going to enforce and make sure everybody runs that system, of course it's going to make that system look better. And that's what Patrick Beverley has done to this team. Yes, it has helped Zach LaVine be a better and more efficient scorer. Still, Zach has to be aggressive. He's been more aggressive. Yes, Patrick Beverley, the offense has looked better with Patrick Beverley out there. Seeing the 10 rebound games for Patrick Beverley is amazing to see, especially at his size. Pat just does the dirty work. He's the ultimate role player for this team and the one that we needed. And that was the effect of Pat Bev. And let's see if this newfound offense, the defense that slowly started to come around, the leadership of Pat Bev, the execution of DeMar, Vooch, and Zach as the big three, the role players stepping up in major ways. Hopefully, maybe you even get healthy. Javonte Green, who reportedly ran and cut in another practice, still not a full participant in practice, but he's doing more than what I maybe necessarily expected him to do towards the end of the season. This Bulls team has the ability to go on a run for a play-in spot. And let's see how they perform. The next couple of matchups, we've talked about it, it's going to be a tough schedule for the Chicago Bulls. They got the Kings. We got Minnesota after that. The Bulls have to be locked in and be ready to go. Will they? Can they? We'll see. And we'll be covering it right here on Chicago Bulls Central. Make sure you guys follow us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related because of you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red, especially because it's game day. And I'll see you guys in the pregame show on the live stream today. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.